Dick Butkus, an unbelievable Bears lobby of notoriety center linebacker Chicago local who many actually think about the most fierce guarded player in NFL history, has died. He was 80. The Butkus family made the accompanying announcement. The Butkus family affirms that football and diversion legend Dick Butkus kicked the bucket calmly in his rest for the time being at home in Malibu, California. The Butkus family is gathering with Dick's better half Helen. They value your requests and backing. Dick was a definitive Bear, and one of the best players in NFL history, Bears director George H. Mccaskey said in a proclamation. He was Chicago's child. He oozed what's going on with our extraordinary city and, not coincidentally, what George Hallis searched for in a player: strength, smarts, senses, enthusiasm and authority. He wouldn't acknowledge anything short of the best from himself, or from his colleagues. At the point when we committed the George Hallis sculpture at our group base camp, we requested that Dick talk at the function, since we realized he represented Daddy Bear. Dick had a rough way, and perhaps that held certain individuals back from moving toward him, however he really had a delicate touch. His tradition of generosity incorporated a mission of freeing execution, improving medications from sports and advancing heart well-being. His commitments to the game he adored will reside everlastingly, and we are thankful he had the option to be at our home opener this year to be praised one final time by his many fans. We stretch out our sympathies to Helen, Dick's secondary school darling and spouse of 60 years, and their loved ones. Butkus was the quintessential illustration of a nearby kid who made great. Experiencing childhood with the South Side of Chicago, he featured at Chicago Professional Secondary School and the College of Illinois prior to being chosen by the Holds-On for the third pick in the 1965 NFL Draft, one spot in front of long-term partner and individual corridor of famer Hurricane Sayers. Butkus played every one of the 8 of his NFL seasons with the Bears from 1965 to 73 and stays perhaps of the most famous player in establishment history. He was a scary and constant power who had ability, hostility and aggression. In the event that I had a decision, I'd sooner go one-on-one with a mountain bear, Green Cove Packers running back MacArthur Path once said. I ask that I can get up after each time Butkus hits me. Dick was a creature, genius football lobby of acclaimed cautious end Minister Jones once said. I called him a lunatic, a stone neurotic. He was a very much molded creature, and each time he hit you, he attempted to place you in the graveyard, not the clinic. Butkus was casted a ballot to the Star Bowl in every one of his initial 8 NFL seasons and was likewise chosen as an All-Master in 7 of his 9 years. He won 2 NFL Guarded Player of the Year grants and was enlisted into the corridor of notoriety in 1979 in his most memorable year of qualification. Butkus was named to the NFL the entire 10 years groups for both the 1960s and 1970s, had his number 51 shirt resigned by the Bears and was casted a ballot to the NFL's 75th and 100th commemoration groups. Butkus additionally had phenomenal ball abilities. He set a NFL record that has since been broken with 26 bobble recuperations, and his 22 profession block attempts are tied for 11th in Bears history with individual lobby of distinction center linebacker Brian Urlacher. In the Chicago Bears Centennial Scrapbook that was distributed in 2019, lobby of distinction scholars Dan Pompei and where Pearson positioned Butkus as the second most prominent player in establishment history behind just hotshot running back Walter Payton. Butkus told ChicagoBears.com in 2019 at the Bears' 100 festivity in Rosemont that he felt lucky to have featured in his old neighborhood. It's sort of a one-of-a-kind position since I don't think numerous players really have done that, Butkus said. I feel extremely fortunate. My folks got to see presumably 95% of the games that were in Chicago, so it was really great for my family, and I loved it. Playing for somebody who was engaged with football since I can recall, who's smarter to play for than a person like George Hallis that began everything, I recently felt that everything occurred which is as it should be. Gotten some information about the savagery and power he was known for, Butkus said, I believe that was the way that everyone ought to have played. Yet, I surmise they didn't on the grounds that they were guaranteeing that I had an extraordinary approach to playing. You attempt to scare the individual that you're playing against and hit him hard enough so eventually he will begin agonizing over getting hit and disregard holding the ball. In the event that it stuck out, I surmise no other person was doing it so much. Strangely, one of the most vital snapshots of Butkus' vocation didn't happen on protection. It arrived behind schedule in a 1971 game against Washington when the Bears were endeavoring an additional highlight snap, a 15-15 tie. Bobby Douglas mixed to recuperate a terrible snap, moved to one side and hurled the ball into the end zone to Butkus, who got the pass to give the Bears a completely exhilarating 16-15 triumph. In the wake of resigning from the Bears, Butkus turned into a famous entertainer who featured in many motion pictures and network shows, numerous close by individual previous football star Bubba Smith. Butkus played repeating parts on television programs, for example, My Two Fathers, Vega Dollar, MacGyver, and Hang Time. His film credits incorporate Brian's Melody, Showing Up as Himself, The Longest Yard, Johnny Hazardously, Fundamental Harshness, and Some Random Sunday. Butkus embraced a few items, most remarkably showing up in a progression of ads for mill operator light close by other previous expert competitors. All through his grown-up life, Butkus liberally upheld various worthy missions. He made and worked the Butkus establishment, which founded the Butkus Grant to respect the country's best linebacker in expert, school and secondary school football. The Lobby of Famer likewise began the Dick Butkus Place for Cardiovascular Well-Being, a charitable association situated in Orange Region, California, with a heart screening program that utilization-specific testing to assist with recognizing those in danger of coronary illness and unexpected cardiovascular passing. What's more, the Butkus establishment runs the I Play Clean mission, which teaches and urges secondary school competitors to prepare and eat well without turning to unlawful steroids and other execution upgrading items.